very good afternoon and welcome to Baina Midday News, coming to you live from the NAP House, Atomic Junction, Medina. Coming up this afternoon, government has neglected farmers affected by Akosombo Dam spillage, says Agric Minister. And replacing Opori Atta with Amin Adam too late, it won't yield needed results. This is by Joe Jackson. And in politics, a vote for Baumia is in reality just a third term for Akufo-Addo. This is also by the NDC. My name is Khadija Kubra Kayla, and we'll be back shortly with details of the stories. Remember, this news is also live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Now, starting off with some environmental stories. Recently, the Clean Ghana campaign conducted an inspection of corn milling operations at the Abublushi market in Accra. The aim of the inspection was to ensure that the shops were complying with the regulations set by the law.
Unfortunately, it was found that a significant number of shops were not following the regulations, leading to the closure of several shops and the arrest of 2 individuals. The Environmental Health Officer at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Florence Kuchi, reported that the arrested individuals will be proceeded for court because they had already been given a warning by the court, but they still failed to follow the directive. Additionally, those arrested were not the owners of the property, so the authority arrested them to get the owners of the property. The arrested individuals will be proceeded for court, and the real owners will be found and prosecuted for non-compliance with regulations.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Brian Echampon, has stated that the government has not neglected farmers affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage. According to him, the government has not abandoned them, but has rather put measures in place to ensure they can participate in planting during the new cropping season.
The Minister of Agriculture, Brian Echampon, emphasized that the government is aiming to promptly provide inputs and other essential resources, enabling affected farmers to resume agricultural activities in the upcoming farming season. He assured the victims that the government is diligently working to alleviate the challenges faced by the farmers. Brian Echampon said the government is focused on equipping the affected farmers to be able to plant in the upcoming cropping season. He added that all affected farmers and crop areas details on the types of crops and the lives of those impacted, as well as machinery, equipment and agricultural infrastructure that were destroyed will be fixed.
This presentation encompasses gender disaggregated data on affected farmers and crop areas, details on the types of crops and livestock impacted, as well as machinery, equipment and agricultural infrastructure that were destroyed, along with the respective values of the damaged items.
Mr. Echampon also announced that there will be a massive distribution of farming inputs to the affected farmers to ensure they are in good place to keep producing enough for the country. He mentioned that they are depending on the support of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, and other institutions to aid the affected farmers in their recovery process.
Away from that, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust has continued its support for the National Pensioners Association by presenting a check of 1 million Ghana cedis. This donation is specially aimed at supporting the health care of pensioners enrolled on the National Pensioners Association's medical scheme.
This contribution is in fulfillment of a commitment by Senate management made in 2017 to prioritize the well-being of pensioners under the Senate scheme in the country. The trust has previously demonstrated its commitment to supporting the NPA. In 2018 and 2019, Senate presented amount of 300,000 Ghana cedi and 500,000 Ghana cedi respectively to support the pensioners' medical scheme. Also in 2021, the NPA received a brand new Toyota Hilux double cabin pickup vehicle from Senate to address transportation challenges faced by its members. Indeed, this commitment demonstrates the trust's dedication to fulfilling its social responsibility towards all retirees under the Senate scheme who have contributed to the nation's workforce during their active years. Speaking during a ceremony held at the Senate Pension House in Accra to present the check to the leadership of the NPA, the Director General of Senate, Dr. John Ofori-Tinkrine, reaffirmed the trust support towards the activeness and welfare of the association. He explained that the value Senate places on pensioners has guided and helped the trust to strengthen the relationship that exists between Senate and NPA over the past years. He said this latest donation to the association will certainly not be the end. They will periodically extend help to them whenever possible as part of their social responsibility to make life a little more comfortable for them, their cherished pensioners. The General Secretary of the NPA, Mr. Stephen Boachi, expressed appreciation to management of Senate for their continued support of the pensioners' medical scheme. He acknowledged the cordial relationship between the NPA and Senate, particularly under the current management of Senate, and assured that the funds will be used for its intended purpose. A beneficiary, Confidence Kofi Ajayi, highlighted the supportive role of the pensioner medical scheme in his healthcare journey. He emphasized that the scheme has constantly covered his medical expenses, particularly for eye care, whenever he visited the hospital.
And in politics this afternoon, the National Democratic Congress strongly believes Ghanaians would be handing over power once again to President Akufo-Addo should they vote for the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 general elections. Speaking at a press conference, the NDC's General Secretary, Fifi Korte, said Dr. Bawumia has been a part of the Akufo-Addo's government and instrumental to many of its decisions, therefore asking Ghanaians to endure more months of nuisance tax while promising to remove them and make decisions contrary to those of this government is only flattery.
The NDC General Secretary insists that a vote for Bawumia is in reality just a third term for Akufo-Addo, raising concerns about Dr. Bawumia's credibility. Fifi Kwete says Bawumia cannot be trusted and therefore is not fit to lead the country. He accused Bawumia of deceiving Ghanaians to vote for the MPP with his promises of scrapping taxes only for the Vice President to play a key role in the crafting of the e-levy policy, the implementation of the emissions levy and the imposition of VAT on electricity. Mr. Kwete then called on the MPP flag bearer to apologize to Ghanaians and lead the campaign to abolish the new taxes imposed now and not in 2025.
This is why we insist that a vote for Bawumia is in reality just a third term of Nana Akufo-Addo. It's simply the status quo. Ladies and gentlemen, this so-called promise comes from the same men who have used flattery to deceive you with their promise to move Ghana from taxation to production. The Vice President's previous promises to reduce the tax burden on Ghanaians, not to tax our mobile money wallets, and to lower import duties on spare parts are just a few of the promises that have turned into lies. The same man sadly thinks Ghanaians have a short memory and is once again promising to scrap taxes to hoodwink the Ghanaian electorate. Should we remind him that Ghanaians still remember his instrumental role in crafting the obnoxious e-levy policy, as was confirmed publicly by the then Minister for Information, Kojo Opon Nkrumah, and John Boadu, the former General Secretary of the NPP. We still remember his important role in the recent IMF negotiations, His actions have resulted in the implementation of the emissions levy, which many consider useless, and the imposition of VAT on previously exempt items. Our advice to the Vice President is that if he has indeed turned a new leaf and has seen the light, like Saul on his way to Damascus, he should show genuine repentance by first apologizing to Ghanaians and then join the NDC to scrap these taxes now and not in the future.
Now in business, the Director of Business Operations at De Las Finance, Joe Jackson, says it's too late for the President to replace Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta with Mohammed Amin Adam, Minister of State at the Finance Ministry. Mr. Jackson, in an interview with the media in Accra on Wednesday, said it's too late and very unfortunate. According to him, Mr. Adam can't do much given the limited time to the general elections.
President Akufo-Addo removed the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta in a major ministerial reshuffle on Wednesday, February 14th. A total of 13 current ministers of state, including 10 cabinet ministers and 2 regional ministers, were affected by the reshuffle. Mr. Ofori-Atta was replaced by Minister of State at the Finance Ministry, Mohammed Amin Adam, but there are reports that Mr. Ofori-Atta has been made the presidential advisor on the economy. According to him, the replacement of Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam is not going to bring about the needed boost that they could have, and this could have been really great. He said Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam is a first-class economist who comes with a background in development economics and an economist with experience in working for the development of the poor and disadvantaged in society. Unfortunately, he is coming 9 months to the election, and that for him is a problem. Mr. Jackson questioned the period of his tenure and said Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam has no time to make an impact.
Away from business, the late Ghanaian footballer Raphael Dramina, who tragically passed away last year, is said to be buried on Friday, February 16, 2024. The former Black Star striker will be laid in state at the Adrigano AstroTurf in Accra before a private burial.
Dramina's untimely demise occurs in November 2023 during a match between KF Ignatia and KF Partizani in the Albanian Top Flight. He collapsed in the 23rd minute of the game and was pronounced dead after he was rushed to the hospital. The 28-year-old career had faced challenges since 2017 when he was first diagnosed with a heart problem. Despite playing with a heart detector since then, the prolific striker continued to showcase his talent, becoming the leading scorer in the Albanian league before his unfortunate passing. Having played for prominent clubs like Levante, FC Zurich, and Real Zaragoza, Dramina left an indelible mark on the football world. He made his debut for Ghana in 2017, scoring an African Cup of Nations qualifier against Ethiopia. The funeral proceedings will commence immediately after the private burial, marking the final farewell to a player whose promising career was cut short by a tragic health condition.
And this is what we have for you on our midday news. I'm Khadija Kubra Kela, and have a good afternoon.